eSafety Commissioner has one, Julian M Grant. She has an American accent, funnily enough. Anyway, that's sort of by the by. She was up in a Senate Estimates Committee this week, and she and the, Communications Minister, Michelle Rowland, communication clearly not being my strong suit tonight, have been going hard against Twitter and other social media companies over misinformation and disinformation and safety. Now, you might remember last year that the eSafety Commissioner and the federal government slapped a massive fine on Twitter, now X, and its owner, Elon Musk, for refusing to respond to a big litany of questions that they sent off. Now, some of these questions related to supposed safety and a number of previously banned Australian Twitter accounts that were reinstated after Elon Musk took over. Now, clearly the eSafety Commissioner was very concerned about these previously banned Twitter accounts being reinstated. So I wonder which ones in particular she had an issue with.
Can you give me examples of Australian accounts that X has allowed back on that your office objects to?
They reinstated 6,100 previously banned Australian accounts.
You're assuming the previous bans were in order. Have you explored those previous bans?
Well, so Twitter, as the company, had a whole range of policies, including a hateful conduct policy.
You've gone off their interpretation of their policy, even though we know they were biased. I'd like the witness to give me examples of Australian accounts that X had allowed back.
I didn't ask them specific questions.
No specific questions. Funny about that. And just also you should know, Julian M Grant was recently off at the World Economic Forum in Davos talking about, we're not just going to do this in Australia, as in not take too much notice of what we're actually doing, but force companies into this reporting anyway. We're going to take it global.
Did you attend the World Economic Forum planning session in Davos last month?
I attended the World Economic Global Summit. I was sharing really our leadership and our model in terms of how we're tackling
I think we're the ones who
safety.
should be assessing whether or not you're justified. At the World Economic Forum planning session in Davos, you said, quote, "We have started something called the Global Online Safety Regulator." Who is we? Did you receive ministerial permission to involve Australia in another globalist power sinkhole?
I'm an independent statutory authority. We know we're going to go much further when we work together with other like-minded independent statutory authorities around the globe.
So now we have the Global Online Safety Regulator, and next up, the Global Misinformation and Disinformation.
So she didn't just attend the WEF. She was a contributor. So we know, which we knew already because nobody elected this woman to be the communications czar. We literally pay this woman over $445,000 a year to trash free speech. That's it. That is her job. If I was Prime Minister, she'd be the first to go, and her entire department. Interesting backstory. So she used to work for the old Twitter, right? So she has a personal vendetta against the new Twitter. She left when Elon Musk, champion of free speech, took over, and so she keeps going after him. We know last year she slapped him with that fine of over $600,000.
Yeah.
He hasn't replied or paid. This has been going on for almost a year now. It was February of last year that she's like, oh, we're levelling him these fines. And if he doesn't get back to me, she said she's going to make it $782,000 a day, which she'll back pay. She'll make sure that he's charged that every day since February of 2023. Of course, Elon Musk does not give a flying rip about this unelected bureaucrat screaming on the island of Australia because, once again, she has this personal vendetta. That's why she keeps going after Twitter, saying, oh, it's a matter of safety. She actually said there's 3 key drivers to get companies to change their behaviour: reputation, regulation and revenue. I can tell you now, lady,
The three
Elon
Rs.
Musk doesn't give a flying rip about any of those. So
the irony of this is she's super tough on Elon Musk, right? Because he didn't get back to her with some answers to questions.
But also, he's the new boss of the Twitter that she believed in, which is why she can't believe he let all those thousands of people out of Twitter jail and she wants them locked back up using Australian law.
But compare that, right, her reaction to Elon Musk, who didn't answer some questions, so a $650,000 fine, compared to the Australian government, which when she last year released a major report into age verification on porn sites, and she simply requested in that report that the government trial that and see if it works. The government, when they released the report, immediately dismissed the key recommendation of the report. She never said a word about it. So the Australian government can completely ignore her work. She doesn't say a thing, but Elon Musk doesn't answer some questions. It's an immediate $650,000 fine with threats of more to come. So your assertion that there's clearly a vendetta seems to be very much on the mark.
100%. And the fact that she says, oh, no, I'm totally independent, trust me, the Australian government will refer to that woman's opinion and what she has to say as if it's already law when it suits their agenda. So when it comes to clamping down on free speech, which we know that they're all about with their misinformation, disinformation bill, they will treat that woman as if she's the expert of experts and must be hearkened unto because the eSafety Commissioner said so-and-so and so-and-so. They ignore her when it suits them. But when it suits them to be like, oh, well, the EU Commissioner, watch them legislate
because they're in cahoots here, right? Because it all ultimately comes down to that misinformation, disinformation bill, which is designed to dictate what you can and cannot say on social media, what we can and cannot say here to you on television. It's all about controlling the message. So if you've got someone who you can point to, oh, independent umpire says we must absolutely do. It's not us, we don't want it. We're just doing what we're told we have to do. It's so convenient, isn't it?